gosh, I'm being socially aware today. So I thought I would come on here and talk about masks. Our COVID aware fashion. I'm going to have a fashion haul of COVID protective gear. And you're going to see my pretty face in some COVID protection, baby. So anyway, it has come to my attention that the deaf are finding it difficult at the moment to communicate. Believe me, as someone with a sensory impairment, that can give me a few hearing issues. I can understand where you're coming from entirely, and I can empathise and I can sympathise. But to be honest, I'm not a great thinker. I'm rubbish at, well, maybe not rubbish. I struggle to think through my problems. So just, at the end, I'm going to show you something that I think, if you are deaf, would be very useful. And in the description, as per usual, I'm going to put a link to see-through face masks, because they do exist. And it's just finding them and whether we can get them in a cheaper fashion, or come up with other ways to do this. So here is the first one. Now, these paper ones are kind of like the kind of things that you get in hospital. They've got a lovely little metal band, and this, there's one side of it is a darker colour than the other side. I can't really tell, to be honest. I tell by the feel. And I think it's this side that's the side that you'd use because it's waterproof. It is, well, it's not waterproof, but it's water resistant. So if it rains on you, the water will go around it and it won't soak through and be a bit of a pain. So I'm going to put this on. When I put them on, in order to get a better seal around my face, I tend to twizzle the ear straps just to make it shorter and tighten it up against my face. As you can see, with a face mask, the whole idea is that it stops your germs from entering the body of another person. Okay, so it captures the air that you breathe out. So when you breathe out, you're breathing out viruses and bacteriums that your body happens to come in contact with through the air. And as we all know, COVID is an airborne thing. It hangs in the air and it kind of stays in the air, and then it kind of goes down. And if you're near someone who has COVID and they're breathing and coughing, then you're likely to catch it, which is why they've got the distancing of 1 metre away, because in theory it might be hanging in that air around them, but as long as you don't get too close, it can't latch onto your body and enter through your orifices. So holes in your body are orifices. So holes like your ears, it can enter into your nose, your mouth, and any other hole that you might happen to have. It's important, and it drives my mum, who works in a hospital, crazy. Start wearing your masks like that. Because all of your germs are going to come out your nose and into the air, right? So wearing this mask and make yourself feeling uncomfortable is pointless unless you're going to cover your mouth and your nose. So there we go. And the air kind of slots through there. So the air travels in the path of least resistance. So it will travel straight across you, and it's less likely, it might get in through here, but it's less likely to get in through. Your breath is less likely to enter the outside atmosphere. So the more people who are wearing them, the less likely it is that people will catch the virus, because the air will travel that way. It might end up around here, but as I said, the more people who are wearing them, the less COVID there is in the air, less chance of you catching it. And as you can see, I can still breathe, I can talk, and I can move, and it's not an irritation too much. So I don't like this one as much because you've got all of this big gap here. Whereas a mate of mine has started to make them. And she's starting to make them out of material, because obviously when you buy them in, it's an added extra expense people weren't expecting on, and it's going to have an impact on one's finances. So she makes, her name's Ellie Deacon, but she makes these nice little material ones. And I presume if you're a good sewer, you could make these nice little material ones. So they're quite light. They come, you can have them in all sorts of colours and patterns. This one's green, and here are the straps. So it's just the same design. Put it over the nose, over the mouth. I'm going to twizzy it around twice because I've got quite a small face. And the one thing I like about this is that the sides here, they are much, much tighter. So I am much, much, much less likely to end up with that problem of a gap for the COVID to come in. And as you can see, when I breathe in and out, these bits kind of... So as I'm breathing, the thing I don't like about this mask is that, you know, the air you breathe out is slightly damp, because you're getting rid of H2O in your carbon dioxide. It's got a bit of watery kind of texture to it. So if you wear this for quite a while whilst you're out, you'll find that the corner bit here gets a little bit damp. And I always feel that that's the best way of breeding bacteria, is in areas that are a little bit damper. So that's one reason why I don't like this as much as the paper ones. But chuck them in the wash, kill COVID, leave it to the side for a week, COVID will die on its own. Okay, can't survive out the body for longer than a week. The other thing, obviously, I had a hand in making these. Sorry, just talking about it now makes me... So, this is my head visor that I made for the hospital. And the reason why I like it is because, obviously, it creates a barrier from my spit, but it's nice and light, and it's not straight on my face, so I get a lot of air around it, and people can see my facial expressions. So if you are deaf, I'm presuming, because although I can give some sign language, I can't take it, that this would be a preferred option for you, because you can see the person's face and you're still fairly protected. You know, and you could wear a mask on underneath this and take the mask off and still talk to people in a shop, let's say. As long as you don't put it down anywhere. But then again, as soon as you take off a mask, then, you know, it's got a chance of getting round the mask and into your mouth, and, you know. So that is my COVID fashion haul for today. And I hope you feel inspired into solving the issue that we're having at the moment with being able to lip read whilst you're deaf. So yeah, have a good day, guys.